Monk mode is everywhere on the internet right now, and everybody seems to know everything about it. But still, I think a lot of people is doing it wrong. Recently I have finished next round of Monk mode, and in Czech Republic we even created Monk mode program for bigger groups of people. So I have a lot of insights, experiences and knowledge about Monk mode, and I want to deliver it to you as a full guide video on what is Monk mode and how to do it. So if you want to improve your life and want to know what the hell is Monk mode, listen carefully. What up guys, my name is Phil, and for those of you who don't even know what is Monk mode, let me introduce you to this topic. In the first place, I want to mention it is a hard challenge and it is not meant to be for everybody. Basic idea of Monk mode is pretty old, we can say, but the origin is uncertain. But in general, you focus on a goal in a certain amount of time. Monk mode adopts some aspects of monks' lives. Yeah, I guess you already know that from the name of the protocol, that's pretty clear. And in Monk mode, you commit yourself to achieve a goal by working on it with discipline and focus while cutting out the distractions. But this is just a general idea and wider perspective on Monk mode. But nowadays there is a lot of versions and possibilities how you can do Monk mode and achieve your goals. However, some of them are good and some of them are not that great in my opinion. Let me tell you more about Monk mode, which I am doing and which we are also doing with the bigger groups in Czech Republic. We do it for 3 months and maybe you can even do it 2 times a year. But every day you are doing these habits which gets you closer to your goals. There are 3 main pillars which are mandatory for everyone, and it is meditations at least 10 minutes a day, sports or some physical activity for at least 30 minutes a day, and then no alcohols, no drugs. And this is like no discussions at all, this must be done. Then you can add up 3 more secondary principles which depends totally on you. You can put there many things, like for example something you wanted to try for a long time, something which can get you closer to your goal, or some new activity, or anything you would like to basically. Then there is another key principle to the Monk mode, and it is to have clean environment around you. Because we say if you have clean environment around you, you can have clean here. And the thing with the distractions. The meditations will help you to realize a lot of things, like for example how much time you spend on a mobile phone or social media, or on things which are not necessary for achieving your goals. So you can cut out this time on these distractions and put it into work, into projects, into learning new things, into new activities, and so on and so on. And if you work on those habits every single day and you keep getting better and better at it and you really push forward, it is almost certain that you will achieve your goals or at least make a huge progress in it. But this was just general about Monk mode itself, and so you have some idea about it when we get deeper and deeper into individual sections of the Monk mode. And maybe you are now saying, okay, I get it. You have Monk mode, you do those main habits, secondary habits, blah blah blah, and maybe I will achieve something, but why would I actually do Monk mode? So, why we do Monk mode? There is a lot of ways and a lot of misconceptions also. But as I said, you still stick to the main idea that you focus on you, your goals, your visions, and cutting out all the distractions in order to achieve those goals. Some people focus their Monk mode only around work, and I think that is wrong. Or maybe not even necessarily wrong, but I think there are many better ways how to implement Monk mode into your life and even maybe have bigger progress in your work. That is not really a healthy and sustainable way. Maybe you achieve your goals faster, but at what cost? Burnout, low energy levels, and so on and so on. Monk mode is a complex idea and is here not only for the work progress, but also for physical progress and mainly for the mental progress. I have learned so much during Monk modes about me, my mental health, my physical body, my goals, visions, what I want, what I don't want, and what is my purpose. For a lot of people this can be really eye-opening and they can truly find themselves and what they really want and what they are seeking for in the life, and they can find a place in the life and what they will do in the future. And I'm talking from my own personal experience. I have seen a lot of people having troubles in the start of monk mode to truly find what they want to do, what are their visions, what are their goals, and they didn't really know what to do with themselves. And after those 3 months, a lot of people came to us with words, "Thank you so much. Finally, I found myself and I know what to do, what I want to do, and where I belong." And this, guys, is the best feeling ever you could possibly feel, I guess. Like you changed someone's life. So here you can really see it's not only about the work, but there is a lot of other aspects on this challenge, on this program, on this protocol called monk mode. Because only when you really know yourself and you feel good in your mind, in your body, and you know what you want to do, then you can help others. Because everything starts from us. If we feel bad, if we don't feel right, if we feel like we don't fit here, then probably everybody around will not have the best time with us. So with monk mode you can take back control over your life. Monk mode also helps you with discipline and building a discipline when you maybe not even realizing it, because you are doing these same habits every single day without quitting, and you still continues. And even if one day you just can't do this one habit, or you just don't have that much time to do this one, the other day you wake up and start doing it again and again. That's where you build focus and discipline, and those are two really key features in finishing monk mode and progress in your life. Into the first round I went just because I saw really interesting video on Instagram from Peter, who is my friend now, and we are working together with other members of the team on the monk mode protocol. And I saw this video and I said like, yeah, that sounds really good, I want to try it. But in my first monk mode I really get to know what is it? What is the monk mode? What is the general idea? And I really got a lot of information about the meditations and our minds, and how our mind is strong and you can do everything you just imagine in your head. If you can imagine it, you can do that. And after you do your first one, you just can't live without that. I was just so happy that I did it, that I wanted to start again. I waited like 2 months or something like that, and I started again even before the next round. So why? I guess it just becomes your lifestyle, and you can see the life without monk mode now, because it's just so fucking good. It really opens up your eyes and your vision. Like before you had this world, and after monk mode it's like infinite. So this is my why. So now let's get to the practical stuff which you can try and apply in your own life. As I said, in the monk mode which we do, we have 3 main pillars or 3 iron principles. Meditations every day for at least 10 minutes, sports or some physical activity for at least 30 minutes. Okay, right now you can say maybe like doing gym every day for 30 minutes. That's a bit too much. Yeah, I get it. But you have to find different ways how to do that, like different sports or active relaxation or walking. You can do a long walk, you can do yoga, or you can do stretching, and so on and so on. There are ways how to do that. And no alcohols and no drugs. Those 3 rules are just strict. You have to do them, no questions asked, just do them. I will explain why. And these 3 iron habits you do every day, because it helps to keep discipline and routine. So now let's take it one by one. If we have a look at the meditations, that's a clear inspiration from monks' lives. I think everybody, when you say monk, you imagine some dude in a cave sitting and meditating in Nepal or something like that, right? You has to do at least 10 minutes or more. You can even pump it up to 30 minutes or even 1 hour, 2 hours. You can do whatever you want, but at least 10 minutes. For the beginners in meditations, or if you have never done meditation before, I would suggest doing 10 to 20 minutes or something like that. But don't hesitate to experiment and maybe one day try to do 1 hour long meditation. It can be a nice experiment. Just to mention, I am not like a pro meditation guide, guru or something like that. I just do meditations in monk mode and like a normal one, let's say, on a normal level. But essentially meditations on the base level are not hard. Most of the time you just sit down, close your eyes, calm down and focus on one thing, mainly on your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And clear your head from any distractions, any ideas and so on in your head. I know it is pretty hard to have anything in your head, and probably during the meditations you will start to think of something. But the most important key here is not to think of anything, but when you start to think about something, realize it, let it go, and again focus on your breath. This is how you train the meditations and the mindfulness practice. And you can do it 10 times in the meditations, 20 times or even 100 times. It doesn't really matter till you realize it and go back to your breathing. After those 3 months, maybe you will feel like you got better and you don't have to do the go back process from your mind and from your memories back to the breathing that often. On the internet there is bunch of guided meditations and meditational music and tutorials and so on and so on, and I think I'm not the best person to tell you how to do meditations. There is a bunch of it out there, but just to have a general idea about it again. And yeah, it may sound like it is boring, which to be honest it is boring, but that's the purpose of it. Boring necessarily doesn't mean bad. Like when you are bored of watching 10th episode of Stranger Things, I guess that's the bad side of boring, yeah. But when you are purposefully bored, that's good, that's what you want, because you reduce the stimuli which you consume and you give your head some space and clean it around a bit and just being in the present moment and focusing on the breath. And meditations, you find out it helps you to better analyze your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, and maybe better organize your mind, your brain, and then also do the right actions which you really want. Sometimes you do some decision which then you hate or something like that. And with the meditations, you are really aware of what you are doing, what you are thinking, what you are feeling. The sport, 30 minutes. Why do it every single day? That's simple. Again, discipline and routine and also physical health. It has a bunch of benefits, like if you do sports every day, you will be in a good shape, so you will attract women's or men's, yeah, that's a plus. But that's not the main thing why we do that every single day. We do that because sport helps us to clear our head, clear our mind, and not think about anything. So when you do like hard sport, we can even say it's somehow a meditation. It will increase your blood circulation, so you can think better, you can think more about every ideas that you have in your head. And maybe when you feel stuck in your work and you feel like I cannot continue even more, then try to do some sports. Like go running, go to the gym, do some push-ups, even in home even, or do some workout, anything, and you will see after the workout you start working and you feel more engaged in the work and you feel like again you want to do this work, you want to do more, and so on and so on. It really works. I tried that by myself. And yeah, it's good, you need to do that. But what to do when you are tired a little bit or ill or something like that? No worries, there is a solution also for that. If you are tired or you feel your muscles are just burning and you can't lift any more weights today, there is more options. Yoga. stretching, go for a walk for 30 minutes or even 40 minutes or longer, and there is a bunch of other ways. My tips would be try to experiment with the sports. Don't go like 6 times a week to the gym. I would try also another sport. There is a bunch of sports and try to experiment, play with it, but mostly have fun. So I hope you can see now why it is so essential to put in here the sport. Because when you would do just work and no sport, one thing, you will be fat probably, which I guess you don't want. Maybe I am on thin ice right now nowadays. Yeah, it's a pretty dangerous theme to talk about nowadays. But on second place, if you don't do sports and just work, then can come burnouts and loss of energy and so on, and you will just not feel good. Sport makes you feel good because you put out endorphins and you have this good feeling that you've done something. Let's go to alcohol and drugs. And why not to consume someday like one beer or one drink that doesn't kill anybody, right? Well, yes, it doesn't kill anybody to drink someday like a beer or wine or something like that. Yeah, that's true. But if you drink every day one beer, that is on one place a lot of calories, and on the second place there's a lot of alcohol, which is not good for our body. Like, alcohol doesn't bring anything to our body, literally anything, any nutrition, anything. So generally it's just bad for our body. And if you get used to it, drinking every single day, then you can get brain fog and your mind just doesn't work that clearly, but you don't even see that because you get used to it. But I guarantee you, when you get rid of the alcohol for those 3 months, you will feel the difference. Also, the second day after alcohol, when you had a party or something like that, where you were drinking a lot, the second day you are probably not doing anything, just sleeping or watching Netflix. That is not really corresponding with the whole idea of monk mode, like working on ourselves, working hard every single day. So that's also another point to consider. And why we drink alcohol even? That's a good question, because I think nowadays a lot of people drink alcohol because they think they cannot enjoy the party or they cannot enjoy the pub without the alcohol. It's just not it, you know, without the alcohol. But even I and a lot of people from the monk mode group said after those 3 months that they started to enjoy going to the pub, going to the party without alcohol. It really opens up your eyes and you try to think of other ways how to enjoy the night or enjoy the time spent with your friends without the alcohol, and it really works. You just have to try it. I don't know how, but when I'm not drinking and everybody around me is drunk, now I'm able to get on the same vibe and feel kind of drunk but not being drunk and enjoy the night. But before, I just wasn't able to do that. When I was not drinking, I was like, that will be boring, that's boring. But when you go to the party like, oh yeah, let's go, let's enjoy it, I don't need to drink, then it's again here in your head. And it's really interesting to try it out without alcohol. And what I want to address before we move on to other section, yeah, we are working hard on ourselves and we want to achieve our goals. But also we need to think of relaxation, proper sleep and keeping our energy. Those points are really, really important and maybe one of the most important in monk mode. Because if you don't sleep properly, you will probably have low energy and then you are not that effective and you are not doing that much work which you can do with the energy. So I would suggest you to sleep at least 7 to 9 hours or something like that in order to keep your energy levels. Oh no, I have found out that the light, the orange one, turned off during the shoot. Never mind. Okay, so we have talked about the iron principles and now we can choose up to 3 secondary principles. But it doesn't mean that you have to fill all three. You can keep only the iron principles, or you can put one more, two more, or even three more. And why not to put any when you can choose up to three? Well, that's simple. For someone who is not used to do challenges or these self-development things and it is all new for you, maybe try to start with just the 3 iron principles. Even to keep up with those 3 will be pretty hard for you. If you didn't have any routine or discipline or schedule, yeah, I guess the 3 iron principles will be enough. And even if you are familiar with monk mode and other challenges, still doing only those 3 key pillars can be a really good option for you. But you will really focus on those 3 pillars to do them properly every single day and do them on hardcore mode or like spice it up a bit. You have meditation, so you can do them for 30 minutes. Or sport, you can do it for 30 minutes and then other 15 minutes stretching every single day. That's how I did it last monk mode. It all depends on your creativity. And then why not more than 3? Well, if you imagine you put 6 new habits into your life, that is a lot of time, and there is also a lot of pressure and a lot of new things which you need to implement to your life. But I have tried both, having 3 secondary principles and having only 3 iron pillars. And everything has something to it, but that depends on you and on your style of doing monk mode. And now, what to choose? What to put up there to those secondary principles? Well, that's up to you, but you need to choose it really correctly in order to have it the good effect. If you are choosing some activity, be as specific as you can. So for example, don't put here reading a book. Put here, for example, like number of pages or the minutes, how long you want to read every single day. And then it is strict. You have the deadline and you need to do this in order to complete it. When you have read a book, you can read 2 sentences from a book and you are basically finished with the task, you know? And now some real examples which you can try to do. A lot of people is doing cold showers, reading, playing on a guitar or other instrument, learning. A lot of people is putting here school every single day. No social media, no sugar, no caffeine, no coffee, and so on and so on. You can be creative. There is a lot of ways how to approach it, but it needs to fit you and your style. So really think about that, really think it through. And when you put something into those secondary principles or secondary habits, you really need to think like, oh yeah, I want to do that. I need to do that every single day. If you are not thinking about this thing like that, then probably think about it once again. Besides those 3 main pillars and 3 secondary principles, there are also other principles. First one, I've already talked about it before, a clean environment around you. You just need to clean the space around you, like your workspace, at home, and so on. Get rid of distractions. That is an important part, and I want to really appeal on you. Put some time to analyzing all the distractions which you may have. Like for example, when you are working, you are still grabbing your phone and watching the news. Okay, try to put the phone anywhere else, like somewhere you don't see the phone or you don't see the notifications, or just turn off the social media for work time. Put timers on those social medias. Put do not disturb on your phone when someone is still calling to you and so on. I on my PC have still do not disturb mode, and I am only checking the notifications when I want and don't when the notifications pop in. It can be really distracting, and when you are in a deep work and something distracts you, it's really hard to get back to the work. That's why I'm really appealing on you, try to keep away all the distractions and try to live without that. You will have a bit simpler life. And I stick to those habits even now. With monk mode there is this aspect also of isolation. because you want to focus on you, on yourself, on your goals and your visions, and not on anybody else. This can sound a bit horrifying, but you don't have to be that strict, like you will be 3 months stuck in your room. No, that's not it. Even though monks are really isolated, we are just taking inspirations and try to keep away from parties. You want to see your friends during monk mode still, because otherwise it would be a bit hard for me. For example, I am an extrovert and I need people in my life, because then it doesn't make sense for me. So yeah, try to isolate as much as possible, but still keep the contact with the world and environment around you. Now I want to talk a bit about my monk modes and my approach and so on. One thing which I really get from monk mode is discipline over motivation. Motivation is like short term, but discipline, that's what gets you to your goal. Because every time when you start something new, something exciting, you are motivated, you are hyped and ooh, let's go, let's go! But after this 1 month, 2 months or a year or something like that, when you are in the process, the things start to get boring and harder and so on and so on, and you are not progressing that much. And that's when discipline will kick you into the butt and you are still working on it and you still continue. In my life I did 2 monk modes. Yes, only 2. And now you may say, okay, you've done only 2 monk modes and now you are talking about it like you are a king of monk mode or something like that. But I think I really understood the message and I understood the meaning of monk mode, and also we have created the monk mode protocol program for other people, and I have inputs from hundreds of people going through this program and experiencing it, and I have a lot of feedback and a lot of knowledge, because we wanted to do the best possible program in Czech Republic about monk mode for people to try it out. And as I said, to my first monk mode I went without any expectations or something like that. I just wanted to try it out, test it out, and yeah, maybe I will get something from it. But the first monk mode really changed me. It changed something inside of me. It changed how I think about a lot of things, actually. How I take myself, how I see myself. It really changed my mindset, mainly. I found out that your mind is so strong, and if you have strong mind, you can do basically anything. Into the first monk mode I went after my severe knee surgery. You can see the whole video about it in the corner. It was a hard time for me, physically and mentally also. But I can really say that monk mode truly helped me to get over this and not struggle with that hard, and to recover quickly. And just get back to life and get back on my legs. So I was training and stretching and doing those exercises which they showed me on rehabilitations every single day. That was probably the biggest aspect for me, and after 3 months from the surgery I was able to stand on a snowboard and going down the slope. Other thing was also that I really worked hard on this YouTube channel and also on my business. I got my first big travel gig. I went to shoot to Italian Alps for a ski company, and that was really big achievement for me. Second monk mode was a bit different, because into the second monk mode I already went that I'm organizer of the monk mode challenge, but I have also wanted to do the monk mode during the organization process. And to be honest, to put it together it was really hard, because we didn't have much time from the first round to the second round to prepare it, so it was like doing it in the process and discovering all the things which we need to do. So it was a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. That's why I also in the second round of monk mode didn't include that much secondary habits and focused mainly on the iron principles. But it was pretty hard to put together organizing monk mode, doing YouTube, filming videos and so on. There is a bunch of other stuff which I needed to do, resolve, myself, and I got a bit overwhelmed during this monk mode. First 2 months went smoothly, let's say, or pretty good, but the last month I was really overwhelmed with all of that happening, and I was just not able to continue in the monk mode properly. But what was really amazing to see those people being happy that we showed them monk mode, that we showed them this lifestyle, and we really opened up their eyes, and a lot of people were saying thank you so much, and as I said, that's the best feeling I can get. And in my first monk mode I was doing, I guess, 15 minutes of meditations, 30 minutes of sport, or in the first month I was mainly doing the exercises which I get from rehabilitations and the stretchings and so. And then of course no alcohol, no drugs. Then I included cold showers and ice baths every single day, and for those 3 months I didn't have any hot shower or hot bath or anything like that. And if you want to check out my progress in those 90 days, you can check this video here. Then I was also doing 30 minutes for YouTube, I guess, and I think then it was 30 minutes for like my business and traveling things and so on. I have realized that I had one more thing in my first monk mode, and it was no fap, no porn and no sex for 3 months. So yeah, just by the way, just to let you know. So this was my first monk mode, and in the second monk mode I chose it a bit differently. I mainly focused on the 3 iron principles in like first 3 weeks or something like that, and then I started to add more. I have added again 30 minutes on YouTube, and then I have also added an interesting feature in here, and it was my to-do list, because I had a long to-do list and I just can't get myself to finish it, so I wanted every single day to finish at least one of my to-do list items, and then there were really difficult items remaining, so I cut it that I need to do at least something for finishing this to-do list in that day. Now I want to give you some tips and tricks which I have discovered during my process and during the way in the monk mode. I have talked about more in depth about those things in this video. First one is Brain FM. This is an app which plays these interesting sounds to you, and it just keeps you more focused. It really works. I'm using it till this day, and when I really need to get focused or I am in a distracting environment, I put on headphones, play these sounds, and it gets you into the focus. I don't know how it works, but it's crazy good. They also have here meditations, relaxational music and so on. And I often combine this with a Pomodoro timer. Pomodoro is a technique for better productivity. You divide your working schedule into working blocks and into breaks. I put like 30 to 50 minutes of work and then 10 minutes break. And in this break you are trying to do something else than your work. So if you are working on a PC, you get out of the PC and get a quick walk with a dog, or some workout, some stretching, you get some fruits, some smoothie, anything you can do, just the work. Or you can do even the meditations. Another tip I would give you: be present, be aware, be in the moment. That's what you can teach really by the meditations. And to get into the present moment, this is where we are, the present moment. Not on the phone, not in the future, but here, right now. What I would also recommend is stretching. If you don't feel today like doing hard workout, or you just want to implement something else to your training, do stretching, because stretching is also really important part of the workout and of the physical activity. If you are from Czech Republic, I want to invite you to our group. Link is down below in the description, and we will be doing next round of monk mode. You can see the full process of my first monk mode here in this video, and thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.